Hey everyone, welcome, I'm MisterBo and we have the launch trailer for Crash Team Racing Nitro-Fueled, probably the final trailer we're going to be getting before the game launches on June 21st. There's a lot of stuff packed in here, some of which we haven't seen before, some of which we have seen before, but we're going to be breaking down the trailer. Before we do get into that though, if you enjoy the video, be sure to click the like button. If you're new around here, also subscribe for more gaming content and coverage, and if you do, click that bell icon so you're notified when my future videos go live. But let's hop into this brand new trailer. So to begin with, we get a nice overview of Android Alley. It's looking completely different to what it used to look like in Crash Nitro Kart. It has more of a kind of modern futuristic take, and I think this track looks really nice. It's really clean, really light. I'm really digging the look of Android Alley here. Of course, we've got the classic train that comes along and can run you over. However, it seems from here that they are possibly changing that initial tunnel. When you first start the race off, there's a tunnel where the train can come through, and in the original, obviously we had the anti-gravity, so you kind of go up on the walls. It seems now there are two roads either side of the train, but if you want to try and grab that boost, there is a turbo pad in the middle, but it might cost you getting hit by the train. We get a good look at Tiny Arena, which we haven't really seen that much of. We saw it in the original very first trailer of Nitro-Fueled, but you can see we have this blimp with Cortex's face on it. We get a nice look at Tiny's statue, and I've pointed this out in previous videos, but there are little signs around this track for other tracks. For instance, we have a sign for Mystery Caves, and we even have a sign for Cortex Castle as well. Next, we get a good look at Crash Cove, which we've seen plenty of, so there's nothing really too new there. Now, when the text comes up here, we can see in the background that there seems to be maybe Slide Coliseum. It's a little bit hard to see. This is kind of similar to what we've seen of Slide Coliseum so far, and I believe Slide Coliseum is also kind of the area for the online multiplayer lobby. We can see Coco, Crash and Cortex on the screens. Whether those are the characters who are always on those screens, or maybe it flicks between different characters, we'll have to kind of wait and see. We get a good look at some skins here. So we have this purple version of Zam. We have this sort of red version of Papu, which I actually don't mind that much. It's also worth noting this is on that same track, which again seems to be Slide Coliseum. And you can see in the background, we actually have some icons for characters. So we had Engine, we have Oxide, we have Entropy above these sort of garage doors. We have Papu, we have Polar. So I'm not entirely too sure what all of this means. I guess again, we're just going to have to kind of wait and see. We have a new skin here for Oxide, which is looking kind of like a ladybird skin. And then I think that is the red panda skin for Polar, or it's just a sort of normal bear look for Polar. But I'm really digging all the skins we've seen so far for Polar. And then let's take a look at Hyperspace Way. We haven't seen anything of Hyperspace Way so far, but we get a pretty decent look at it here. It seems to be changed slightly because obviously in the original there was a lot of anti-gravity stuff and that's completely gone. So we can see these tunnels, we can see this massive rock with the crystals coming out of it, this massive jump that we're going to be taking into the next section of the course. It still has that kind of curvature which we've seen in tracks like Super Speedway, but it's just not anti-gravity anymore. We see Electron Avenue, which we've seen plenty of. We see Crash here with Zem behind him, and it's a new variation of Zem's skin. Back to Android Alley, and we see some skins we've already seen before. We get to see that nice black and white, which I believe is called the Skunk Crash skin. More customization, again, we've already seen some of this in that original customization trailer. We get a glimpse at Ripperoo's skin here, which we've seen before, him in his top hat and of course his sort of jacket, looking very nice. A glimpse at Dragon Mines, which was actually revealed just last week. We can then flick over into Adventure Mode and we see Oxide. We then have Battle Mode, which we've seen quite a lot of during the reveal stream, that they actually showed off Battle Mode for the first time. We saw a lot of the different courses that we can play on. I think this is our first actual gameplay look at Blizzard Bluff. It's looking just like the original. We then have some more Battle Mode. We get a nice look at Hot Air Skyways here, which is looking really cool. We had a glimpse of it in the retro section of one of the trailers a while back, but again, we haven't seen any actual gameplay. It's looking really cool. It is worth noting that on the right there where you have Tiny, the walls at the side are a lot bigger than they used to be. Obviously, probably stopping you from jumping over like you used to be able to in the original and cutting out a pretty big chunk of the track. We then see some online gameplay, again of Hyperspace Way. I believe this is our first look at Thunderstruck. It's got that green hue, which obviously Thunderstruck had. Thunderstruck again was another track that had a lot of anti-gravity. We don't see that much of it in this trailer, so we can't really tell what they've done to sort of eliminate that anti-gravity section, but it's looking really cool, and it kind of has a vibe that none of the other tracks really have in this game, in my personal opinion. Again, we have another look at Hyperspace Way. Here we have Coco in the star outfit, which you get for getting the Oxide edition of the game. The cutscene of Ripperoo, which we've already seen before. And then we get a few glimpses of some gameplay on some other tracks, most of which we have seen before. We have another look at a new Oxide skin here, probably just a recolor. Another look at Blizzard Bluff here. We have Jungle Boogie, and it seems they've changed the heads on top of the pyramids. In the original Nitro Kart, it was Komodo Joe and Komodo Mo, I believe. But now they've changed it back to either supposed to be just Crunk, or it also kind of looks like Papu now as well. And then just a few more glimpses at Hyperspace Way, which I feel like is going to be a very fun track, especially when it comes to online lobbies. Hitting people just before jumps, trying to like boost them off the side. It's going to be a lot of fun and a lot of chaos. And then that wraps up the launch trailer. So there were a few new things in there, mainly the tracks that we haven't seen before and a few new skins and stuff like that. Obviously, there's some things that are absent here which people were hoping to see announced this week or next week, and that is obviously the inclusion of some extra characters like Embryo, Koala Kong, Torna, and Komodo Mo. I know some people were expecting Fake Velo as well as Spyro. Obviously, we saw Penta Penguin in the Adventure Mode trailer. We haven't seen him in a kart as a playable character yet. I'm pretty sure he's going to be in there as a playable character because he was in the original, and they've already confirmed all characters who were playable in the original games are going to be in this. But as for those other characters, maybe we'll get a surprise reveal next week. Maybe they're keeping them as a secret. We'll have to wait and see, but I'd love to know what you guys think of Hyperspace Way, the really small look we got of Thunderstruck. What do you think of Slide Coliseum? It's looking like a really fun track in terms of the visuals around the side. And what do you think of some of the brand new skins we saw in this trailer? What was missing? What do you hope we still see before the game launches on June 21st? Do let me know in the comments below. Now, before we end the video, I wanted to throw this up here because I decided to put a poll up on the community section of the channel, and I said, let me know which preferred racer type you are going to mainly be using in Crash Team Racing Nitro-Fueled when it comes out, and then let me know which character in that preferred racing type are you going to be playing as. So I put the poll up, turning, all-round, acceleration, and you just don't know yet, and here are the results. I thought we'd only get about 30 to 40 votes. We got 909 votes at this current time. You can still go ahead and vote. I will leave a link in the description to the poll. But we have turning at 10%. We have all round at 35%. Acceleration coming in second at 22%. Speed in third place at 18%. And then fourth place we actually had to be don't know yet at 14%. Looking at the comments that you guys left, it seems to me pretty clear that a lot of you guys are going to be playing as Dingo Dial, which is awesome to see. Obviously, I'm going to be mixing and matching characters, but I mentioned that when I'm playing as an all-round character, I'm probably going to be picking Small Norm. It seems like the all-round or acceleration-based characters probably going to be the way to go when it comes to online racing, but who knows, speed characters might still dominate the tracks. Now, this is something that I'm going to continue to do on the community section of my page. Put up polls, put up questions, and then feature those in future videos. So make sure you keep an eye out for that. I'll be putting up another poll this weekend asking you about something in Crash Team Racing Nitro-Fueled. So again, let me know your thoughts and opinions on this launch trailer. Like at the beginning of the video, if you enjoyed, be sure to give the like button a big old hug. Subscribe for more gaming content and coverage, and if you do, be sure to also boop that bell icon so you're notified when my future videos go live. But thanks for hanging out with me, and thanks for watching, and hopefully I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye bye.